So I just visited my first record store in Colorado, Longmont. Actually, I came up here. I had to have some skin cancer crap removed. It's like 40 miles from Denver or whatever. But they had the store here. It's called Absolute Vinyl. And went in, great store. Enjoyed myself in there. The stereo equipment was pretty interesting. A lot of fantastic stereo equipment in there. I don't know. A lot of it wasn't priced. I don't know what it cost, but I found a few things in there that I wanted. They had some neat record store day stuff. You're going to see that in the video, what was left, and then of course some of their collectibles. So come on in, let's take a look at vintage at Absolute Vinyl. One of these days I'll get it right. It's open Thursday through Sunday, and they do not do mail orders. So if you see something, sorry, you're going to have to come up to Longmont, which is north of Denver. So let's take a look.
I like it a lot. Even it's still looks great. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I think.
It's the strangest negotiation ever.
I just talked too up. And then back down. Yeah.
Well, and honestly, it is the big picture for me because in the whole game,
Yeah.
this was it. Tough stuff, but he would put it for a third of what it was worth. Just to mess with you. He was one of those guys, he had such clever stuff, he was sort of setting the market. Price guys. And he was kind of deeming this. Everybody looked at him because he was price guys associated.
Lot of stereo equipment.
Soul in 78, Soul 45s, R&B. Anyway.
Always been a lot of shenanigans in this world. What's opening up next door?
This is gonna be. Did you spend much time in Estes? There's a pizza place out there, and the fellow that owns that is opening.
Oh, cool, cool.
He used to be.
Yeah.
And he's a New Yorker, and he's very serious about what he does. And he's also, once he gets the pizza out, he's gonna offer bagels.
I like to hear.
I was kind of working it. I mean, you can't work it. He's a fire plug. He's a new.
Yeah.
It's like, he's doing bagels. Come on, do the bagels.
Yeah.
Fast. You know, we go to Colorado. Barbecue, isn't it?
Very difficult.
There's no barbecue in Colorado, really.
True. It's a windy day.
Say it again?
Pretty windy out.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm looking forward to that. I was looking. I don't know. It's good. And when I take my kids to those, sometimes it's terrible.
I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah.
I know one of the managers there, and he's a sweet guy. Just years ago, it used to be better.
Yeah.
Pizza place, is it? Expensive.
Yeah.
He's price sensitive.
Well, well, I guess that really is okay. It's not mind-blowing, but I'll be curious to see what they do. I don't think I like the rest of these that much.
Yeah. It's not
It's
bricks on Main, it's a decent space, but it's weird, and, her aesthetic sense is not, I mean, they could do so much about it, moving properly and have it sound so much better. Every place could, it's easy.
Yeah.
But it's carpeted, the ceiling's low in there, so the sound could, is gonna be a little better. I would like to host an alternative music, like a mini festival.
Oh,
A
that'd
day
be cool,
long
yeah,
or
yeah.
2 days. Well, I need some people to help out.
Yeah.
And everybody that I know is either in Denver or Fort Collins.
Yeah.
And so they're too far to
Deal with it.
do the hands-on local stuff. Maybe it can be done, remotely. But it would be cool to get, Janet Vetter told me, every time I see her, she's like, yeah, I'm ready to, let me know. And Paul Viola, I don't know if you know him, but he teaches electric. He likes.
Yeah, I had coffee with Iowa Cox and Matt said he was going about like where some good,
He's going on too.
some good like places, different places, different kinds of venues.
Well,
Yeah.
But, and I think they would be open to it, because, I mean, if he's honest, is how he presented himself, he didn't care for his upbeat and stuff. He brought up a lot of black metal or rap or something. It might just be interesting. Yeah, and Matt and I are, we're getting to know each other a little bit, and he's kind of felt a little bit like
Yeah. Those were really cool events though. They were really nice.
Yeah,
They
not
were
a bad space.
Yeah, well, they did a few different places. Like they did one that was at Chautauqua, it was really lovely.
At the Field House.
No, just in the grounds.
Oh,
And it
in the
great.
grounds.
There's a young dude that has a demo.
Janet's played a lot of different things. She's toured with Fred.
Yeah.
She and Fred are, I guess, really good friends. And she's a total sweetheart.
Nice. I guess I didn't realize she was around here. That's cool. Because I have heard her and it's great.
It's not as good as her. She's immersive. She used to play a lot of
Yeah.
They sound great.
Mm.
My fantasy thing is I'm not friends with, but I have a strong sort of bond with Eugene Chadbourne.
Yeah.
I've known him since I was an undergraduate.
Oh,
We have
nice.
a lot of friends in common when he lived in Greensboro, and I used to go see him at this little redneck dive where he's doing, the rake and the cooler and all that stuff.
He did an in-store at the first record shop I worked at in Lawrence.
And he's just a delightful human being.
Yeah.
He's very sweet, and I don't know, man, he's just like, every song he's ever learned, he remembers.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
That'd be cool. Like I could sing there's a Thai or an Indonesian dude in Denver. He's got a little gamelan orchestra. Have you seen that?
I've seen gamelan in Boulder County before.
It's really good.
But I don't know if I know this ensemble.
He's I don't know his name. I have to look it up, but he's really excellent. I think he's got a large ensemble, but he also has like one that's just like 6 people.
Yeah.
But yeah, just.
So the record store Absolute Vinyl in Longmont, Colorado. That's kind of right in between Denver and Boulder. Nice looking town. Not that I got to see much of the town. There's a record store I went in, not a lot of time. Just get in, get out. But I enjoyed it. The owner, Doug, very nice guy. Good talking with him. They don't have t-shirts. They didn't have t-shirts. You got a business card? No, we don't have business cards. He goes, people just throw them away. Okay, all right. So we're being very good on trying to save expenses there. I would have liked a t-shirt, though. I would have bought one. But, yeah, it was a nice store. You saw that stereo equipment. Isn't that nice? And he had it nicely displayed. He used to have a store in Boulder for many years. But Boulder has gotten so expensive. I guess it's the most expensive place to live in Colorado. That's over crazy Denver. I don't know. I bet you Aspen has to cost more or something. One of those ski places, Breckenridge. But the fact is, it cost a lot for him to keep his record store in Boulder. So he moved to Longmont. And there's another town called Lafayette close by. So he does have a lot of people. And the road he's on was super busy. As you could hear in my introduction, it was so loud because of all the traffic on that road. But yeah, great store. Prices were good. I can't complain. That's where I bought the Shadow of Night album. When I showed it on Sunday, I kept saying Shadow of the Night. And I was called out, and they said that I almost made someone commit suicide because I kept saying Shadow of the Night. No, it's just Shadow of Night. So there we go. Can you believe that? I couldn't read a title. But I picked up a couple items like that one and a few other things. So, but now let's just, yeah, great story. If you're in Colorado, buy gum, well, let me know because I'd love to go out and we got a lot of breweries. Great place to get a beer, by the way. Really good place to get a beer. But other stuff too. So, a couple items I brought back into my collection that I used to have. One of these, I wasn't, you know what, I just thought, I really don't need that. I used to have everything from Talking Heads. I have bootlegs and everything. After the flight, I go, did I really need to have everything from Talking Heads? I really loved the first 5 albums. And then after that, Little Creatures began, yeah. And then this came out, and I really wasn't that big on it. But this is the reissue, and I bought it. And I liked it a lot more than I used to. Yeah, I mean, I actually thought, that isn't too bad. Oh, look there. There is probably a hype sticker in there. If you really want me to show you a hype sticker, I will. But it's in there. And the vinyl, let's see, it's one of those kind of stupid sleeves, but yep. And it's anything special. This is that Rhino music that came out last year. This thing sold out in a lot of spots. Even my local guy couldn't get them anymore. Rocktober. There. You saw the hype sticker. Happy. I mean, my God, some of you are just going through the roof right now. Wow. I've kept them for years. All right. So, yeah, I think this is maybe one of their last albums they did. But it had Blind, Mr. Jones is on here, Flowers. Yeah, it was much better. Then, the problem I always had with Talking Heads, which was for years my absolute favorite group, is they changed so radically with each album. And so I liked that previous album. I really like this. So the next one's coming. I go, all right, it's going to be more of the same. And suddenly it's completely different. And I'm thrown off my game with them. I go, what is this about? But then I wind up really, really liking it again. But Little Creatures was kind of, yeah. This one was, yeah. But I like this. I like this a lot. And so I was really glad to pick that up. Rocktober. The next one, I'm just going to show it on this episode. It's because I have like 3 or 4 copies of the frickin' thing. And this is the stupidity of collecting. Yes, I have bought the Dark Side of the Moon 50th Anniversary Collector's Edition with UV printed art on clear vinyl. Now, do I need another Dark Side of the Moon like I need a hole in my head? It just is the most unnecessary thing. I mean, I got a MoFi. I have an original. I have, I don't know, a couple other things that have come out with it. It just, and then this comes out. But this whole UV thing was something new and different. And guess what? I bet that's going to take off, and all these groups are going to do it because when you do that UV, your one album becomes a 2-album set because one side you can't play. So suddenly you can now sell that vinyl for more. And let's face it, if you're a group, you've made your money off this. So, I mean, it's just being repressed again, and you're going to, take in a lot of cash. So I couldn't think of anything better than suddenly now you're going to see Beatles, UV, I bet, Rolling Stones. I mean, everyone's going to want to jump on this. I mean, it's cool. There's the side that you play, and there's the UV side. Now, yeah, idiotic. I bought it. What a moron. But, it's Dark Side. I really like Dark Side of the Moon. But we talked about this on my podcast. I do have Jim Gleason, two guys talking about records. Please check that out. And we have that on Sundays. We spent some time about stuff like this. You go, do you really need another copy? Is that really necessary in this whole world? Could you have spent this on something else? Yes is the answer. And being a collector, you do things that don't always make sense. So, it sounds great. If I compared it, can I really tell the difference? I don't know. And quite honest, I'm not going to take the time to compare it. I mean, seriously. I don't got, who has that kind of time? Just, I'm going to sit down. I'm really going to listen to both. I'm going to find out. No, I'm going to fall asleep and take a nap. That's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. Something I don't need. But I have another Dark Side of the Moon. Hey! I can't wait for the next one. Should be a hologram. It's got to be a hologram coming out on this eventually, where it'll kind of pop up as you're playing it, and you'll have the band on top of your vinyl, and you'll be able to see them play. It has to be happening. There are posters included in this, just real quick to tell you that. So it isn't like you didn't get things. You did get things, and well. Dark Side of the Moon, like that. That's nice, isn't that? I mean, we like posters if you're a collector. Posters are really cool. You know, especially if you get that first Dark Sides of the Moon with all that extra stuff. And that's it. Yeah, you're not getting anything else. So, that's what I brought back into my collection. The Talking Heads, much better now than when I was younger. And another Dark Side of the Moon, because how many dark sides is really too many? For some, they hate it. So, I mean, one. But for others, it's like, oh, no, I got like 20 copies of the damn thing. So, yeah, to each your own. It's called collecting. Thanks for dropping by. Absolute Vinyl, if you're in the Colorado market, which I don't know. I'm not sure. I know there's only a couple people I know. Maybe they don't collect records here, but as at a record show, I saw a lot of them, so I know they collect records. But Absolute Vinyl, give it a shot. That was my first record store I visited in Colorado. I've now done two, though. Another one coming. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.